Hello and welcome to an indie review. It's been a hot second since we've done an indie review, but we have The Book of G by Lily Archer. And if you are a fan, a romantasy fan that likes a lot of smut in their books and likes kind of bad boys who are idiots, you'll probably like this a lot more than I did. The Book of G is somewhat of an extension of the story of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. This is Gaston after the fall. He does not have any memory of who he is. He is mangled. He's near death. He's drowning in a river when a lady whispers to him that if he wants to regain what he's lost, he needs to go find the graven phylactery. Woo! And then he gets picked up by this old lady and taken care of and mended back to health. And then he is determined to go on the mission to find the graven phylactery, which is such an interesting word, phylactery. But on the way, the old lady that he is hanging out with, Madge, sends her stable boy with him, and her stable boy Charlie tags along with the horse Belinda, who's kind of the best character in the whole book. But Charlie is a very fun character, and the thing is, when I know about a little bit about the history of the creation of the character of Gaston for the Disney Beauty and the Beast, and that character was created by going to gay bars in the early 90s or late 80s, early 90s, whenever Beauty and the Beast, I think it was a 90s movie, but going there and studying the men there. And Gaston was made out of the men they would see at those bars. And so Gaston has always been kind of a queer-coded villain, which controversy there, but besides the point. And so we have this character of Charlie, and there's some excellent banter with Charlie, the stable boy. And I'm like, oh, I really wish that this actually was a gay awakening for Gaston, because I think that's always something that's been hinted at, but it is not. Because, and this is a spoiler, a bit of a spoiler. It happens pretty early on that I feel like it's kind of on the spoiler side, but Charlie is not a boy. Charlie is hiding their identity and pretending to be a boy. And the problem I have with this trope, we could have also just made Charlie trans, and that would have been like, that's why they're being a boy. That's not why they're being a boy. They're just trying to hide from their father, essentially. But the problem that I had, aside from all of that, is as soon as Gaston learns that Charlie is a girl and sees flip switch, and he's madly in love with her. And I feel like there was not actually a transition from like the playful banter or even the antagonistic banter into an actual friendship, into a romance, which is what the path that I enjoy. I feel like it just happened so fast that as soon as Gaston realizes that Charlie's a girl, now they must do the do, essentially. And he's very vulgar of a character. I wasn't expecting it as much. I think just because I know this character is based off of the Disney Gaston, and so hearing him say very vulgar obscenities all the time was weird. But if you don't mind that, there you go. Very adult read. A lot more adult than I thought I was getting into when I picked up this book. And I'd had it on my TBR for quite some time, so I got it for my birthday. Anyway, yeah, I just wish that there had been a better transition for it. There's also quite a few smutty scenes in this that I feel were unnecessary to the overall plot. I think we could have toned back a bit, and it would have been a stronger story for my taste. That is to say, now, I think people who do really like smutty stories and smutty romantasy and dumb, villainous, somewhat main characters, I think those readers, this is definitely a book for you, just not for me. It's not bad. I do think we had a lot of really interesting side characters as well. A lot of cool monsters, a lot of cool fae creatures and things. I really liked the building of those and the overall like journey. Like, it did feel like we were on this journey for a while, and that time was ticking because they had to get to the graven phylactery before a certain deadline. So I did like that. I do think, you know, there's not miscommunication trope, but there is somewhat of a lack of communication trope, especially on Charlie's side of things. And you kind of get why, but at some point you're kind of like, why? But Yeah, no. If you like that he falls first trope, you know, but he falls first and he falls hard, then you'll probably like this a lot. I just feel like it wasn't as organic as I would have liked to read. And same with, like, I think a lot of those smutty scenes could have been left out. I think some of the vulgarities in conversations with certain characters didn't really help the plot overall, and we're kind of there just to be like, this is adult. But that's just my personal take on it. Overall, I really enjoyed it. There's also art in this book. There's not as much as I think there should have been, though, because there was like, oh, we got one nice art part. Like, here's them on the road, and there's a really cool one. That's I want to see the cool one. Actually, I don't even know if I can show it on YouTube. It's not naked, but she's kind of naked. Did I miss it? Anyway, it's one of the fey creatures that they run into. And I think she's really an interesting character. It's like the Hag of the Bloody Stump or something like that. I think she's very interesting, and I'd like to show you her art. Anyway, there's art in the book, which I liked. I wish there was a little bit more in certain places, especially with one of the beasts that we deal with. I would have loved seeing our art of that beast. And of like the widow that they meet, just all these characters that they do come across. I feel like they could have used a little art in there as well, because most of the art is just Charlie and G. And then there was the one with the Hag of the Bloody Stump, and I'm like, wait, why didn't everybody else get art? But that's fine. So I can recommend it for those types of readers, but if you're like me and you're very ace, and you don't need that much smut in what you're reading, probably not for you. But I gave this one a 3.5. I still think, like, writing-wise, great. You know, we did have decent plot pacing and stuff. I just think in the pacing of the romance could have used a little bit more organic instead of a flip of the switch, in my opinion. Okay, well, anyway, that was the Book of G. Check it out if it sounds like something you would like.